One more match to go. Shout out to Fly and Kutian taking the time. If we get a little summary of that, that would be awesome. And I hope the Chinese fans are supporting these guys for coming up with the league. And that's our game. I queue an ad so we don't have it in game. That's it. That's the pinnacle of Warcraft 3 right now. That's 1-2-0 versus Happy. The dominator of the Asian scene against the dominator of the world. There's only one player that can beat Happy apparently. Laiku with the 5 gifted subs. Damn. And that is 1-2-0 as he proved in the winner bracket final of the round of 8. Did he purposely tank his results in the group stage to get that win? To get that seed versus Happy and just destroy him? 1-2-0 is the first player in 3 years who's able to 3-0 Happy in a best of 5. As we get a little hype train. Thank you, Aluminium Sausage, for a gift to TP Girl. And all of our answers, everything that we said in the pre-game talk, will be answered here. Tide Hunters and Terraners out. Echo Isles the first map. AZ, Northern Isles, and Twisted for 1-2-0. Happy with Turtle Rock, Last Refuge, and Concealed Hill. No big surprises except that Tide Hunters is out. That is something I wouldn't expect necessarily. Big thanks to our mods, by the way, who do a phenomenal job today. One to 0 has only lost a single map in the playoffs, and that was to Lawlight's Warden on Echo Isles, the map that we're starting on. Happy has lost a bunch. He found himself in the lower bracket thanks to 1-2-0. He lost 2 maps versus Kaho. He also lost a map, 2 maps to Lin. Flaws on the Emperor. Will this be exploited by 1-2-0, and will 1-2-0 show that he is the overall best player in the world? There we go. 2 titans, 2 giants. And now they clash. Will 1-2-0 once again have the superior strategy? Will Happy get his micro together, and will Happy surprise us with new timings, new openings? And what's the item situation gonna be? First to 4 gets $9,000. 6,000 for the runner-up. Happy dominated the group stage. 1-2-0 dominated the playoffs. But it seems like today they're both on their A game. I feel like Happy is a very different beast than yesterday and the day before. And 1-2-0, since the playoffs started, there's no weakness. Off we go, everybody. Buckle up. This is the last game of TP League 2023. The season 1, at least. The best player in the world, according to the ELO ranking, is Happy. The third best is 1-2-0, but he's damn close to the second spot. He's probably gonna do it again. The recent head-to-head matches was big victories by 1-2-0. Twice in Show Cup. Also here in the playoffs, as I said, only in the group stage, Happy was able to defeat 1-2-0, but also only a 2-1. And unlike in the match between Happy and Lin, the longer series seemed to favor 1-2-0, when the shorter series seemed to be favored towards Happy. And now we get the first answers. The first of hopefully many answers. What are the builds? So far, even. And that means that Happy might be moving away from the ghoul opener. Yeah! Okay, exclamation mark Happy after 1 minute. No more rushed ghouls, no more lich for now. This is the gentleman's agreement. This is Ted Fiends. And then it comes down to pure execution and timings and a little bit of luck. I like that change by Happy. It felt like his strategies, his ghouls, were too weak. The destroyer timings by 120 too sharp. And this might surprise 120. Of course, there must be some thinking going on. What's your counter to my counter? What are you coming up with? He had a day more off. But of course, you also had to prepare for Lawlight, as Happy had to prepare for Lyn. Another change. No instant expo, no town portal sold. And no ritual dagger just yet. As of course, you have fiends. You don't really need the ritual dagger for now. Okay. Interesting situation. How will 120 deal with Happy's Tet Fiends? Can he still just play it straight up? For a long time, the openers were so different. Because it was Happy creeping like crazy towards level 3, 120, trying to buy time with a DK and some steals. But this is currently as even as it gets. Claws on both sides. 120, a tiny bit faster, I'd say. But almost at the same time. So where does this go? Both with the Scout Acolytes still available. This is the slower version of Undead Mirror. Who plays the Fiends better? This is the regular 120 opener. He always played this. It's Happy who's making the adjustments. So, does 120 feel more comfortable with this build? He's definitely feeling comfortable with the double claws. And Happy is positioning himself a little more offensively. Tier 2 is about to finish. Is it Naga time? When there's no ghouls on the ground. Trying to... They pass like ships in the night. What is this? Are nerves getting to them? Will they fight over the Murlocs here? 120, he wants that item, he wants the damage, but this is a weird positioning. 120 steals it away. He gets to level 3 faster, but the coin was invested. Happy's countering with the Naga. And that is a Fiend kill, and that's level 3 with better health and better mana. Exclamation mark on both sides. Triple claw. This is a 100% claw drop rate so far. But Happy is out for blood. The Naga, once again, is a liability. 120's late game is stronger. I think Happy wants to go for the illusion block. It's working fine so far. Is there a way to save this Fiend? It would be 2 Fiends down. Happy not closing this surround. Coil is up, and the Naga. What about the Naga? Didn't get the town portal. Only a level 1 hero, of course, but he slaughters them. No more Coil ready. And the DK, the chase is great, but the catch is even greater in this case. 2 Fiends down, traded for a Naga. And you need the Fiends for the late game. Naga, back in a bit. There was a valuable trade. Happy puts his foot on the ground. And he can continue creeping with the illusions. Only experience for the DK. 120. Are you able to contest this as a Lich is here? Sick! Gets the big mana potion, gets the experience. This was so well done. So crisp, so close. Long range coil gets both of the maulers. But the Magi is gone. And the Naga is back. Lich is stacked to the brim. One creep gets denied. One more Nova. Does he want to play every single Nova? It was important for 120 to keep Happy from creeping this without any losses. Tier 3 around the corner. Statues a little earlier for 120. But he's supply blocked for a bit, so Happy invested into the Ziggurat already. It was a sweet coil, by the way. Coiling long range. Happy with a 2 Fiend lead. Experience pretty even. Both decked out with claws. And where does the game go from here? To the north for 120. And Happy is doing what 120 did to him. Creep the mercenary camp away. In a previous match this was. There was the game-winning move. A whole different Happy. Only a ring +4. Oh, a claw +9 would have been sweet. Don't forget, big mana potion. Big mana potion is the big upside for Happy. But having the Dark Ranger in the late game is the big upside for 120. The late game hero combo is what might win 120 the game. And this is exactly unfolding now. Silence first, obviously. Shop control for an Invo potion. No TP no more. And Happy used the TP. Because at the bottom everything was scrapped. Except the turtles. There's still a mercenary camp. There's still the Murlocs. Except the item carrier. 4 claws for 120. Oh my god, this is sick. Plus 25 on the Lich. And he wants more. He wants the +9. What are the freaking odds? Where's the experience ending up? Second heroes, I think, due to Happy's movement, Naga will be closer to 3 than the Lich is. But 120 brought back. Nice evasion creeping. Solo experience to the Lich as well. Is it? No. Boots of Kel'Thuzad. Not too bad for the Dark Ranger either. But the claw streak is broken. What's next? This is where decisions have to be made. Web is coming for Happy. Destroyers are ready. Attack upgrades coming for 120. Nobody's making the move for Banshees just yet. We've seen them before on Northern Isles in the winner bracket. 120, no TP. Gotta take that fight. He has the Lich on level 3, but the Fork Lightning is powerful as well. Will the Lich carry for the Chinese, or will Happy reign supreme? DK is pretty hurt. Lich is pretty hurt. The Nova catches all the Fiends here. Level 4, more or less meaningless in this situation here. Dark Ranger already making the way to level 2, and that is of course the synergy with Black Arrow. Coil is ready. Who has better mana preservation? Of course, with a big mana potion, there is an argument to be made that Happy is very, very dominant in the fight. The first attack upgrade is coming in. There's no web just yet, though. DK being nuked. 2 Fiends about to fall. Fork Lightning! Invo potion, but he's only safe for 7 seconds. There's no Dark Ritual. How can you move away against the Naga with the Frost Arrow? You're trying with the Coil. That's not even the last one. Happy preserves his mana potion for later. And both players with peak Undead Mirror retreating. 120 bent not broken. That invul transfer was a savior. Fiends are coming in. Time for the statues to work their magic. Lich and Dark Ranger postering up. How far can you take this into the late game? Happy smelling blood in the water, breaking upkeep very early in the game. And 120 can't go higher than 50. That's a problem now. You can't run away from the Naga. You don't have web. It's finishing now. One attack upgrade for Happy. Second one queued. Upgrade advantage on the side of 120. Lich advantage there as well, plus the silence advantage. And the better Lich damage. Both have no TP. Happy with the better consumables. That fight claimed him the shop. 120 scouting if the turtles are still there, and they are. Second last camp of the map. Last meaningful camp of the map. And dust settles as we're getting ready for the ultra late game. Ooh. 1-0 dodged the bullet there. But Happy has more. Happy at 60. 1-0, careful. Will he miss that 10th supply now in the fight? Going for the statue immediately. That's a snipe. We have... Oh, the coil was a lot late. Very, very late. Dark Rangers being saved. 1-0. This is not looking good for you. Happy's Fiends just overwhelming as he snipes one after the next. The AoE damage seems to be overwhelming. There's still a heal scroll. There's still an invul. There's still the big potion. Happy has so much to work with. Two Fiends about to fall. The one gets coiled. The other saved to the side. He has no burrow just yet. 1-0. What can you possibly do? More Fiends, more upgrades. Goes 2-2 here, aiming for the ledge, and he gets it! Oh no, the coil was not ready. He used the big potion. Happy with the mistake. The orb of corruption is gone, and the big damage dealer is gone. 1-0 with the last coil, second last coil that is. Destroyer far in the back, getting wept, not killed. How fast can 1-0's reinforcements trickle in? And Happy doesn't want to fight. That was a life-saving kill. Botches the block a little bit. And now the Naga controls her. This is game 1 out of hopefully 7. And we're bringing the heat. Two upgrades finished. 3 upgrades ahead. No consumables. Statue have to work. 100 mana advantage for Happy on the DK. Lich is back from the tavern. Big investment. They both know the turtles are still up for grabs, but who claims them? Level 4 on the DK available now as well. Level 3 on the Dark Ranger also possible. Lich so far away from 3 thanks to the kill, of course. The big turtle will be a huge jump. 4 more coils for Happy. 3 for 1-0. But the Nova advantage on the Chinese side. Statues a little bit out of position. Lasted 1-0. So big! So big! Item goes for Happy. Is the Devotion Aura really good? A Destroyer is falling also towards 1-0. Is it once again the late game micro that saves the game? Silence dispelled immediately. Aiming for the nuke, but the statue is ready. The Info Potion is ready, so is the coil. Dark Ranger needs to reposition. There's 2 kills on the menu. Coil! Just a tad too late! 3-0 down on level 3. That is so expensive. That's 2 minutes benched. 600 gold still left. 1-0 was so careful. But now, is everything falling apart, or will the Lich carry this? Once again, postering up, Happy pressing forward. The Fiends just all moving in, and finally he gets the Nova level 2, and he has no mana to be working with that anymore. Is a DK nuke the solution? Devotion Aura is helping so much. 1-0 can't invest in 2 more upgrades anymore. Time for Happy to catch up with the second attack upgrade as he's getting more and more Fiends. Deny! You don't want to give your opponent these experience points. And now it's kind of a siege as 1-0 is waiting, and there's no objective on the map anymore except the shop, but it's far away. Crazy Taco War. Items available, instant reinforcements available. But the supply is speaking in 1-0's favor. Both have to use their coils on the Liches to keep them up. 40 seconds till DR. 1 Invo Potion left. But only on Happy. No time for Banshees at all. Second attack upgrade for Happy. Third attack upgrade queued for 1-0. Is staying in upkeep the solution? And he is trying to go for Banshees. That is such a long tech tree. But what's the second option? The stalemate, it's real. 1-0 is risking quite a bit by sending his DK across the map. Oh. Didn't buy anything. Was everything on hold? Ah, no, it was the Invo Potion sold. Happy as both of them. And these Banshees will not be online. 120 looking. There is nothing. Where are you? No staff, far away. Can he make it back in time? Another claw bought. 4 claws versus 3. 120 needs a staff, he knows it. He's still not investing. Squeezing every bit of gold out of this gold mine. What's this DK movement? It's really odd. Getting caught. But doesn't drain the mana. Mana looking good on both sides. And if 120 buys a little more time without Happy expanding, then these Banshees are game winners. Anti-magic upgrade up. He's breaking upkeep now. He got 3-2. Happy closing in on 2-2. 2,500 gold left in the mine. Is it after years and years of neglecting Banshees finally time for 120 to unfold their powerful magic? The anti-magic. Third attack upgrade. Ooh, 120. He got a lot more gold. This is clever. But on the other side, Happy, by having broken upkeep, claims map control because 120 can't push out. And map control on Echo Owls means shop control. And shop control, look at the inventory. 3 Invo Potions versus 0. And it's gonna be 4 Banshees with full mana. That is an absurd amount of anti-magic shell. And then curse on a Banshee. Curse on a Banshee? Curse on a Lich. Will we even see destroyers? There's so many fiends with web. I guess you need them. No Dark Ritual on the Lich. Rather Frost Armor. If that's not dispelled, it's also pretty powerful. Was it a mistake to not expand when he had map control? 70 food for both. Double heal scroll against triple invul. Different priorities on both sides. And it's 120. Building the 6th Acolyte. There's Burrow coming now on both sides. Are they thinking about dust? They probably will. And 120. Can he finally grab an invul potion? The timer is up. Happy repositioning on his chair. Needs the perfect setup for what's left to come. We're mining out 1,300. Nobody's taking unnecessary risks. Happy made the mistake once. On Northern Isles. To push into 120's base and it broke his neck. But 120 with anti-magic and the expo coming up. Possession coming in as well. Only an illusion. All good, but now Happy knows and he has to switch into a different gear. Invo potion at 1/3 can't be claimed. Heal scroll count 1 versus 2. We're building that anti-magic wall. No abominations. Invo potion on the Lich, so less damage here. Distributes it a little more to the Dark Ranger, which is fine. Happy is 500 gold away from mining out. 120 at 70. Can go up to 80. Expo is up, but not paying off. That's probably exactly what the upkeep costs were. And that is an all-green 1-0 army. Here we go, everybody. Let's decide game one. Where are the possessions? Where are the nukes? The destroyer is instantly gone for 1-0. Very little dispel. How much damage will the curse do? He's going for curse on the ghouls, which is very interesting. Nova on the back line. Can he possess something? Happy down to 62. This is not looking that great for the Emperor, but maybe the Invo potions do the trick. Reinforcements should be trickling in for 1-0 and faster. Happy losing Fiends. What do you do against the anti-magic? What can you possibly do against the anti-magic? Happy saving the destroyer for now. Coil for 1-0 is also on point. Dark Ranger untouched. The heroes in general untouched, and Happy, he has no dust, I think. So Burrow is looking fine. And 1-0, this is the anti-magic shell advantage that we were talking about. 20 food up. That's insane. The Fiends are always lined up for a Nova. He's sniping these destroyers so well. Dark Ranger, a little bit exposed. There must be a coil. There absolutely is. Needs to use it now. And there's the save. Lich in trouble, though. But there's an Invo potion to save him. Perfect reactions by 1-0 as he's cleaning up the field of Fiends. They're all going down. Needs a bit of reveal and needs to keep the hero safe. That's Happy's last chance, possibly with his 50 pop that he got left. Waiting for a coil. Desperately, desperately. Can you dive somehow for that Lich? But the statues take care. He's waiting for an anti-magic, and that will probably be applied to the Frost Armor. Again, looking very good. 3-2 upgrades. 3-3 for Happy. A little bit of an advantage, but he snipes the statues so easy. Banshee's running out of steam. The statues also. And a lot of Burrow here. Happy fighting with 20 food. Down! Lich goes down finally. Leads the revenge kill somehow, but there's still so many Invo potions. The big damage dealer for 1-0. No way he saves that Naga. Happy. Can you turn this fight around? No, you can't, because the Naga falls and shows again that she's a liability. 1-0 goes 4-0 versus Happy in TP League playoffs when it counts most. What a game. What a fight. For the few resources that Happy had left, that was a tremendous brawl. When you're up against a full-out anti-magic army. Good luck holding this. Good luck fighting this well. But the Banshee transition is something that Happy wasn't ready for. And was too much, too sturdy. Plus all the upgrades. And it seemed to be a mistake by Happy to claim complete map control and only investing it into Invul potions. Not expanding behind this. Was that the grave mistake? 1-0 spent a lot of time and no upkeep. And the Banshees did the work in the end. Claws, of course. Helped a bit, but both had crazy inventory. That was a loss for a big mana potion, mind you. With $9,000 on the line, every bit counts. I wouldn't blame these guys if they take a break. This is gonna be a long series. Hopefully a long series. Happy was bursting through the anti-magic. Yep, that's true. But all the damage that you do towards anti-magic is ending up on your Fiends. If you don't have anti-magic, it's still the advantage. Naga wasn't the issue? No, but Naga was a liability in the end. This Naga play enabled 2 Fiend kills in the mid game, and it did a lot of AoE damage. But if you can have Silence and Black Arrow, still not 100% sold on the Frost Armor on the Lich of 1-2-0. But we'll see. So, Happy. What's his state of mind? My Ghoul openings aren't working. My Fiend opening isn't working. What can I do? 1-2-0's late games are just better. imagine going 4-0 against the guy who dominates absolutely everything that he attends usually. 1-0 must feel like he ascends into the 7th heaven. But he can't be too complacent now. We all know, even in best of 7 series, when Happy is down 3-0, that says nothing. As apparently the players take a little break. Yeah, we want to give them all the time in the world. We have all the time in the world. It's only 4:30. America is just waking up. Good morning, Pacific Coast. I hope you're awake, wide awake, and got the coffee and the scrambled eggs ready for map number 2, which is Last Refuge. Only one game. Only 1 out of 5 games. 4 games that you need to win. Any change of plans? Any change of openings? So far, Fiend opener by Happy again. This looked closer than the matches before where Happy went Ghoul opener. And I think he knew what went wrong. He knew that he wasted a bit of time in upkeep and didn't punish or follow the Banshee push. But hard to punish Banshees, if not with an expansion. Ted Fiends both sides again. And there is an argument that it's 1-0 switching it up now. Because he was the original Naga player. The high tempo mid game was usually his. Is this the biggest rivalry in Warcraft 3, Happy vs 1-0? Yeah, I think so. Because 1-0 is the one that found the answers. As we play around the scouting acolytes. Trying to disrupt the game. Fast attack by Happy, but only by a second. But these seconds do matter. Especially when you're at the tavern waiting for a Naga. There's 2 big mana potions up for grabs here. Whoever claims the middle fast had the chance to get both of them. Especially here, this was a lot of Naga play for 1-0. Because the middle is so important. And I'm glad that Happy is sticking with the Fiends. It wasn't the Fiends' fault that he lost this game. It was the Banshee's fault of 1-0. Mantle and Gloves versus Claws and Circlet. Both can be put to good use. Who has the more efficient creep route? So far, absolutely identical. Items incredible, important. We get the Watch Awards for Happy. We get the Watch Awards for 1-2-0. So who dewards who? And who goes Naga and who doesn't? Wow, both with the same creep route. That's been established if you're not harassed. Oh, there is a D ward now. One to 0 level 3. Item for Happy as a second pair of gloves, circlet for 1 to 0, but he was tanking quite a bit. So they're meeting in the middle. Happy already queued the Lich. Both queued the Lich. Interesting. Okay, I can see that Happy is making this adjustment because Naga times were over. That might be the call. That might be the road for the best of 7 grand final. Ted Fiends all the way. And now it's only down to decision making and execution. Map movement. Creep steals. This is a dangerous position for 1 to 0. He probably knows. Wants to take this ogre off the map. Succeeds with it and finds another circlet. That's big. At what cost? Nothing. No TP. Just like that. That's a win for 1 to 0 in the early mid game. Accelerates, goes. He has in a way better position now. That Fiend, not so much, but will be helped with the coil if necessary. Whoa! Red spot? That's sick. That's super sick. Helm of Valor, not the greatest. Ogre Magi up for grabs. Happy had to take a risk, took it, and succeeded with it. Level 2 unlocked, went of mana stealing. Especially in mirror matches. Always great. And now Happy knows, because he was the one with the ward in the middle that survived what his opponent is doing. He's not contesting it though. And I think 1 to 0, his creep route is just better. He got the upper left, he got both neutral camps in the middle, or half neutral. And he's also already at tier 3. Dark Ranger available. Yeah, this feels a lot better. I don't know what he found there. Did he sell it immediately? No contested mid. Happy plays almost afraid, I want to say. Compared to the usual norm when he is the dominator. When he is the oppressive force. Dark Ranger brings the orb, that's also faster. Happy has not much more left on his side of the map, while in the meantime, we have the red, we have the merc camp, we have the lab, all available for 1 to 0. But just because he saved it doesn't mean that he gets it. But this seems like a big win so far. Big win for 1 to 0. Claims the red spot. Ancient Django. Huge find. Dark Ranger naked. No invo potions. Book of the Dead. Destroyer upgrade halfway done though. What the hell happened here? We jumped somehow into Happy's base. And that's a traded TP. Oh, even the statue was saved. Happy, did you get the item? Rune bracers. Okay. We jumped in time, exactly. Okay, so Happy claims the mercenary camp, gets 2 excellent items with Subi Mask and Rune bracers. Lapis up for grabs the levels. Oh, he's clearly ahead. The Lich is even, but the Dark Ranger is not. To be honest, the least important hero of them all. And the town portals are gone. Book of the Dead also on 1 to 0 side sells it immediately. This time both can get invo potions. At the moment it's only available for 120. And again, he's choosing the route with more experience. Happy claimed the turtles. There's a TP on both sides. For the first time in a long time, Happy is the aggressor. Helm of Valor on the Lich. Interesting choice. And Happy's pushing into the base again. 1-1 upgrades. A little faster for 120. Will he use the time to creep the camp? No, he won't. No nuke, no losses, just TP trades. More tension. Every ghoul kills, of course, the late upgrades. Ooh, and Happy follows 120 into the Frost Armor build. No Dark Ritual anymore. Or later, at least. Is that the time to fight? 50-50 food. No TP for 120. Weird position. Do we have web? Yes, on both sides. No burrow. No detection necessary. The first big fight of Last Refuge. This was all foreplay, child's play. This is where it counts. And can Happy do it? Level 3 on the Dark Ranger. More powerful skeletons if he gets a kill. But there's plenty of mana on both sides. There should be coils for days. And he gets them. Happy loses again. The one destroyer. The heal scroll invested to save the fiend. When of mana stealing used. And this is not looking good for Happy. Again, he gets all the fiends caught in a Nova. Level 4, 120 once again exploding in these fights. Just gotta be careful about the DK. And then it should be his fight to take from here on out. Happy with a little bit of a comeback now. Repositions. This little forest is weird to engage into. Going for the DK. Going for the Lich. Sorry about that. Statues under attack. Fiends under attack. 120 just has more. And better. Loses the Destroyer but takes 2 Fiends probably. He's just pressing forward. Is there no coils available anymore? DK Frostmourne hungers. The Devotion. The Ancient Django. It's paying dividends here. Another Nova, another kill. We are settling the fight with a 10 supply lead. And Happy's Dark Ranger is not even level 3. He's 2 levels down. And 120 saved the Invul potion. With the turtle spot up for grabs. Oh, Happy. What's his hat back? He knows. That wasn't that great. Now he's in a position where his opponent is paying upkeep and he's not. Mana looking good. For 120, the mana advantage is crazy. Courtesy of the Went of Mana stealing. The Sobi Mask has to make up for it. 120 fighting 2 enemies at the same time. Doesn't care. We got Dark Ritual now, by the way. Even more mana on the Lich. And Happy is out of coils. The Sobi Mask and the Pendant. They're not doing enough. Statues in now. Poking, prodding. 60 versus 50 though. The positioning has to make up for that. Upgrades 2-1-2-1. And a lot of the supply for 120 isn't here yet, but he's still willing to fight. 2 Fiends up for grabs. Silence on the DK. Can't get the kill though. Now he does. Statue falls as well as Happy is down to 44. He's losing too many Fiends here. Too much damage output. He's very, very focused on the Destroyer. Finally gets the level 3, but the Lich feels like a glitch as he's killing 1 Fiend after the next. Trading now. Reinforcements trickling in for Happy faster, but the coil didn't get the save. I think Ledge! Town portal by Happy. Last second save. But this is the turtle. Finally. And there's so many skeletons eating now. The rune bracers. Are they on the wrong hero? Should they be on Lich or Dark Ranger? 120 so confident. Taking the fight without a TP. He did lose a lot in the end. But the sustain seems better, and again he's queuing Banshees. It feels like 120 is 2 years behind the curve with these Banshees, but oh my god, are they scary now. As he settles in no upkeep, goes to Happy's shop. Is there an invul? Nope, but at his shop there should be. So now we'll see how 120 plays with an advantage. He's not going into upkeep again. He's banking 1,000. And Happy had to rebuild. The echo advantage is crazy strong. Happy sells the altar. Always a sign for one last ditch effort. Invo Potion Dust. Rune Bracers available as well. Last bit of experience. It's level 4 on the Dark Ranger. Extra bit of stats. Huge level advantage. An entire level ahead on the Lich. No Dark Ritual. Not even remotely close to Nova level 3. And Dark Ranger used as a carry. 1-0. He has all the advantages. Happy goes into the temple now. But he's the temple and half an upgrade behind. Can he stall? He has to. Second defend upgrade on both sides. Map is empty. Happy sees another opening. One hell of a fight is necessary to swing this game back into his favor. 600 gold advantage. Movement speed and attack speed. Aura, of course, a great find. We got a heal scroll as well, and we're moving out with the first production of Banshees. Lumber is a little bit of an issue, but of course ghouls can fix this with ease. He sees the level 4 Dark Ranger, and that is shop control. If 1-0 positions himself here in front of the shop so Happy can't reach, that's quite good. 3 statues, Happy stays in upkeep. No upkeep. Waiting for the Banshees, desperately. But he still has to build them, he still has to mana regen them. And there's 3 more. That's the new build. That's the 1-0 answer to Happy's Ted Fiends. Third attack upgrade. No consumable yet. But yeah, Happy can't go to a shop. He has only one single Invul Potion. And he has to break through anti-magic. Which is online right now. No TP. But everything else looks stellar. And the siege continues. Is that an overcommitment into Happy's base? That's probably the best shot that Happy got. Fighting here next to his own shop. Off we go. DK low, Dark Ranger healed, Nova getting through. 4.5. Happy needs a half miracle to make this work. Destroyer is falling. Massive Nova to the backline once again. Little bit of healing. Concave looks good. DK mispositioned by Happy. Rare mistake. He was trying to save him or go to the shop or whatever, but there's no chance at all. You see Happy shaking his head there in disbelief because 1-0 is 5-0 in the playoffs against the Emperor. One to zero's decision making is on another level. What's left for Happy? 1-0 is halfway there. And Chad is right. 1-0 makes it look easy. I feel like it was a big mistake to give up the middle. That was phenomenal play by 1-0. Just realizing this. Happy was pulling back, cleaning the north. And then he just took both the consumables. Yeah, Happy got the mercenary camp at the bottom left hand side, so be mask and rune braces was fine. But not fine enough. Ooh, look at my forehead. Valenci, thank you for the 12-month resub. Such a good match. Indeed. But I wanted to reiterate, we've been here. We've seen Happy's opponent in a grand final go 2-0. And then there was a reverse. We can never be sure that Happy is not winning a tournament until he taps out in the last game. And I was surprised to see the Banshees in their winner bracket match on Northern Isles, but I thought, okay, there was a one-off. But Banshees back to back. Literally nobody plays Banshees currently. Maybe I missed some matches here and there, but I haven't seen Banshees and Undead Mirror in months. Feels like DreamHack times when Banshees were a thing. 120. Tsuyogu, thank you for the 13-month resub. 120 and Lin, they seem to be the only players who have a positive track record versus Happy. And 120 is expanding on this. Playoff 120 is 5-0 versus Happy in a row. Can he make it 6-0 on Concealed? One to 0 sticking with the Ted Fiends. So does Happy. Still having faith in the build, despite losing twice in the late game. Did you just miss the Banshee timing? Banshee timing as well as creep route. And since there might be a couple of new viewers here or people who haven't been here in a long time, this is not played on NetEase, even though it looks like it. This is played on War3 Champions, the greatest server this game has ever seen. And War3 Champions implemented a tool that's called Ping Equalizer. So both players are playing at the exact same conditions. The Ping Equalizer is an artificial increase of ping for the player who usually would have the advantage. So server discussions, not necessary. This is not down to the ping. This is down to executions. Circlet versus ring. This time Happy starts better. There will be a fight for the red spot, I'm pretty sure. As we have mirrored builds again. Is 120's creep route once again the better one? Happy start is good. Both leave each other alone. Racing up to level 3, then the shop, and then we'll see. Who creeps better? Who creeps faster? Who's taking more damage at the moment? This even game. Two greatest undeads of our time, showing us how the game is supposed to be played before the nerve hits the undead. Ooh, super fast attack upgrade by 120. That gives him an edge. Illusion's a little better for 120. Repulsion Potion never bad. But Illusion's definitely more use on that. No game deciding moments just yet. Level 3 unfolds, tier 2 unfolds. And on a map big like this, with objectives on both sides, I guess this is Lich set in stone. Two gods are clashing. Exactly. 3.5 million channel points on the line. One to 0, a tiny bit ahead on the tier 3. Happy quite a bit ahead on the Lich. Will this one attack upgrade make a difference? As we approach the rat spot. Happy's trying to sneak around during the tier 3. Going for the ziggurats, going for the ghouls as 1 to 0 is busy with the rat spot. That could be big right there. He was very, very passive on map 2. And he chooses a different approach for map 3. Rat spot not done yet, still up for grabs. As 1 to 0 had to retreat. That worked. That delayed. And that leads to a faster statue. On Happy's side, quite a bit actually. And Happy just does it again. Ooh, Nova on the back line. That was an Acolyte killed. Tier 3 is around the corner, so not the massive impact, but a bit. And this comes all down to the tiniest advantages. And of course, this is cost. As Happy doesn't have to use a TP or anything. Invul timing, not there yet. This statue difference. That was great moves by Happy. He opens up the game far and wide. But still in the end, it's about the late game fights. One to 0 has an idea. But is he too late? He's waiting. And DK scouts this. Coil saves the Fiend. Item and experience for Happy. Both of it. Greets him with the Nova. This is the first time where Happy is clearly ahead. But there's Coils. 1 to 0 still wants to contest this. He has the high ground. Fiends are missing 25% of their shots. But there's Dark Ranger. And statues. And Happy can clean up the rest of the rat spot for more experience. 1 to 0 unwilling to allow this. Gets the steal. That costs some mana on both sides. Where's the Dark Ranger? She's missing. Clearly missing. Setiu's trying to grab her now. Happy's taking some hits on Lich and DK, but it's totally fine. Fiend advantage. Statue advantage. Dark Ranger advantage negated. And upgrade advantage too. Oh, Happy, this looking good. 1 to 0 is always forced back into the low ground. It's not where you want to fight. Is 1 to 0 really putting all the trust in this one attack upgrade? That's his lead? Or does he want to keep Happy busy until he catches up at 50 supply? After 2 games, the Happy aggression pays off. After switching gears, but it's still a risky lap. There's boulders to be tossed, there's slow to be cast. Big Lich level difference. How can you come back from the 6 supply lead as well? Attack upgrade, Happy's catching up. The last little advantage for 1 to 0 seems gone. Coil, of course. Damage spread. Is that a high ground still? I don't see any misses right now. Oh, there are. A little bit at least. There we go. And the positioning by 120 seems a little better. He's coming back into the game. Destroyer upgrade. He's catching up on everything. Except experience, of course. When will the dust settle? 120 has no town portal anymore. If he tries to retreat, there will be Nova. As the Lich is full mana. Low hero fighting. Very interesting to see. As they're burning through the mana, but the DK is clearly ahead. Oh, happy. No town portal swap. Silence used. And now the fiends are everywhere. Both at 50. If 120 wins this is almost a miracle. Dark Ranger coiled last second. And Happy is losing fiends. 120 as well. A war of attrition again. The reinforcements for 120 obviously faster. He also queued a tier 2 attack upgrade in the midst of the fight. Bold. Needs another coil. Is the Dark Ranger Happy diving deep? But not exploited. Oh, silence. Is it wearing off in time? The statues doing the heavy lifting for 120. Happy gets a kill on the fiend in the backline. That's level 2. Is he greedy enough to go for the Dark Ritual, or is it the safe way to go for Frost Armor? Didn't decide yet. He's an entire level ahead and half a level on the Dark Ranger. If there ever was a game in these playoffs for Happy to take, it's this one. Ultra aggressive. Doesn't even have web yet. Pulls back. That's supposed to be the lab, and that's a big item. The consumable. What's it gonna be? Big heal potion? Very good. But the skeletons, they're ramping up. Nova finishes the fiend before the coil arrives. But is there a coil for 120 to save the Dark Ranger? There absolutely is. But the Dark Ranger once again on the menu. He wants her. You know it. Still the supply lead for the Emperor. 3 statues on the ground. 120 is losing more and more and more and more. The concave is beautiful on the fiends. Perfect damage distribution currently. What's the Hail Mary play? Lich! Silence just a tad too late. The coil was already lined up, and now 120, you're in trouble with your DK. He lost the TP before. Mind you, Fiend also moved to the side, but Happy is ruthless. Happy gets the Zeppelin. Oh, might be nuked, and now, but only now. This is a big win, a big lead. And Happy's not giving it away this time. No flaws in this fight so far. It's a long fight. Who's making the first big mistake? Nova once again. Lich saved. Who's running out of mana faster? We have Frost Armor, by the way, that can still be used as the statues during their darnest. Happy is running out of regen, but 120 taps out. And Happy finally puts his name on the scoreboard with a big switch up. DK aggression, Lich aggression, that's where it's at. 120 is not untouchable. And Happy finds some confidence. Only 2-1 at this point. That was a statement win as well. DR fell. Whoops, sorry, didn't see that. But yeah, I think the game was over anyway. Even though the statues were gone, probably his game. And do you start thinking now? 120's cookie cutter Tet Fiend build. There is finally a solution after 5 maps. The attack upgrade didn't work this time. It was the big part of this game. DK movement, cancelling the ziggurats into delaying the statue because of it. And then he played it almost perfectly from there. The coils hit, the Novas were there, the silence is on point. And that's these little moments. It's these little moments that decide these games. A ziggurat cancel, basically. Happy never lost his composure. Of course, it's always loser's choice when it comes to maps. Is that the start of the turnaround? Did he figure him out? Next map is Amazonia. Once again, an unusual map to see in this matchup. Best of 7 series. In a map pool that's not played anywhere else. And away we go. If 1-0 wins, he gets match points. If Happy wins, the series is tied. You know what's up. A lot on the line. And hold on. That is a different build by 1-0. That's a ghoul build. Exactly. It is 1-0 switching it up on the smallest map. He is playing the strategy that Happy threw against him and he defended so masterfully. The strategy wheel keeps on spinning. So Happy, will you carry the momentum? Or will you be stopped by your own strategy that you cherished for so long? As I have to switch the song because the damn metal thing is playing. We don't want that. Infi casually eating during the grand final. Does this guy have no decency? DK ghouls versus DK fiends. No lich. And he's also talking with a full mouth. Happy tried to pull the creeps together. That did work to a degree. And DK comes in. Happy's harassing. Continues with the aggression. So far 1-0 defends this. Not much damage done. But the creep is interrupted. And Happy keeps on harassing with the skeletons. Is there a backup acolyte? No, there's not. There's also no attack. For a ghoul build, this is a super late tech. He does have the lumber now. And also the gold, but he wants to be safe. There it is. Big win for Happy in the early. Only with the DK. This goes, of course, on the cost of his own levels. The Renegade was gone. The Warrior is about to die too. Happy, do you have a coil timing in you? Weird creep spot. And of course, this is all saved for Happy later. And he will not need that much time. Oh, this is so much time. Always gotta be careful about a surround. This cannot happen. Arm in the air. Little too late. One more kill is level 2. Happy steals that one, but that was only the smallest of all the camps. One skeleton might even be enough as the fiends are coming in. You gotta keep them safe. And against ghouls with unholy aura, it's not that easy. Coil battle once more. 1-0. Easy. Happy a little too late. Jungfrau X 5-3 sub. Woo! Some sweet, sweet Sunday Warcraft. Indeed. Nycool, thank you for the sub. Uh-oh, Happy, careful. You can't lose fiends in the early. Creeps are getting involved, and all of a sudden, Sue is on the other foot. Ghoul dies, fiend is safe. Happy salvages this well. But now, the Sue is on the other foot again with the slow. Massive damage on Happy's DK. Uh-oh, hold on. This is so much damage. He salvages it. Is he forced into a TP or not? Not just yet. 1-0 spilling blood in the water. Blocks him again. Does some damage. DK is holding the left fort. That must be a town portal, and it is on a level 1 hero. Ghoul is saved. Fiend! Not in range! Ooh, with the slow! Huge mistake! creeps are helping out. They're bribed and the perfect surround, the perfect timing. TP gone. And so much about momentum, boys. This is almost a knockout situation. It all was so good. Until it wasn't. Happy. Uh-oh, the healing almost cancelled. He can't cancel it now, and he did. Another mistake, getting too close to the school. 700 gold for 120. Tier 2 done, Naga second. He wants to close it out now. Another ritual dagger used. Full mana on the DK. But there's more, there's another end snare. This is a pity if you would lose another fiend. Naga controls the DK well. The body block is in, the ghouls are hungry. And where do you go now? Where do you possibly go now against an unholy aura and a Naga? Is something coming from the main to block? Is the DK just enough? He's trying to sacrifice himself into creeps, but he killed them before. And this is a DK kill in the middle of the game. 2.5 for 120. This aggression was too much. And the Naga was saved. Problematic early game. Very, very, very problematic. Naga trying to steal something. But what? With what? With the Naga, of course! The madman! 120 getting a bit complacent. You cannot allow these moves against Happy. You can't freaking not. One ice arrow. Of course. That could have been a coil. That was a mistake by 120. But he goes for the spawns that solved this game against Lawliot. Boots of Kel'Thalas. Not useful in this game as we won't see a Dark Ranger. That could have been level 3. This ice arrow was Happy's lifeline. Otherwise, it's a 2-level advantage. And so there might be a chance. But oh boy, do you need to accelerate like crazy now. Happy has the better position on the right-hand side. 120's tech is also a tad late. He's just crossing the entire map for the Magi. Double Boots of Kel'Thalas. This was a time investment. A big one. He wanted the Sobies, the Rune Braces, the Devotion Hours, the Flutes of the world. But he didn't get it. And Naga's level 3. Just a DK behind now. Two statues for 120. And this is a big one. This camp was Happy's downfall in the south. Will it be his comeback opportunity in the north? Nope. Scroll of the Beast. Huge. Happy as the Lich, get an orb. And because of that DK kill, Happy doesn't have this destroyer timing that 120 always used. 120 also a lot lighter on ghouls, switching into fiends faster. As we're soaking up the map, but what's left for Happy in the north? Nothing. He can fight maybe, but the Lich is online. So is the level 2 coil. Coil Nova, but the Naga has quite some HP. No level 2 Fork Lightning yet. 120 isn't willing to fight. Isn't willing to give his lead away for free. Why would he? Destroyer up. Not even nuked yet. Cool Frenzy not researched. Web not researched on either side. For the fact that he lost to Zeroth in the early game, Happy made a great effort bringing this back. Can't allow this steal. Happy gets it. Level 3 on the DK. And now we're talking. All of a sudden, this is an even game again, almost. Little bit of a supply beat, but minimal. Invo Potion carried on the Naga as well. Heal Scroll and Scroll of the Beast on the side of 120, though. And a Mana Potion. Not saying that things are completely even. But we're getting there. Invo Potion on the DK. Okay. Plus 400 gold. Decisions have to be made. Web needs to be researched. There's still the red spot. Happy knows it. Wants to get revenge on these muddies and on the golems. Is that level 3 Naga? Not just yet. One more kill. Needs the coil. No silence in this undead mirror. Very rare sight. So destroyers become less effective. Here we go. No! Glitch with an Invo Potion last second. Oh my god, that could have been this game right there if the Novas are gone. Happy is fighting against the Scroll of the Beast. Some of them is disabled. Naga in trouble. Can't be nuked, of course. Feed has been saved. No item swapped. There's another heal scroll after the next nuke. And there it is to keep the Naga safe. Nuked into oblivion with the Nova. Happy, are you kidding me? The Naga's up for grabs. The Lich is falling. And 120 throws the game away. The series is tied just like that. He got the DK kill in the early, but this man is not affected by anything that happens in the early because he brings games back. Oh, the mental fortitude on Happy is incredible. And it was down to 1 ice arrow. Otherwise, the Naga would have been 3. That was probably the most important ice arrow in modern Warcraft. And now you start thinking. Now you start thinking. What can I do? 120 got complacent. Not coiling the big creep, allowing Happy to steal this, who is never giving up at a game until it's 100% over. Let me catch a little break, everybody. Need some water. I throw you into a bit of a commercial break and then we're back with 3 remaining maps of one. No, I don't. Nope. No, we just continue. No, we just continue these games. No break necessary at all, everybody. Whoever needs breaks when you can have Happy versus 120 on Northern Isles? I still gotta queue some ads though, because otherwise we get them in the late game. I'm exhausted. How must these players feel? Are we sticking? No. Ted Fiends. Back to the Ted Fiends. Happy in the bottom left-hand side, 120 upper right-hand side. This was the map where Happy got quite outplayed with the Banshees for the first time. The decision in the first iteration of TP League for $9,000 is getting closer and closer, and Happy found a solution. And yeah, of course, We gotta think of the Demo Man in situations like this. We're down to a best of 3. Who throwing a 2-0 lead against Happy. Many people fell to this. If Happy really wins the series, he could build a statue for that Naga on Amazonia. That was a tremendous opening. Didn't lead to a victory though. Claws for Happy, ring for 1-2-0. It's starting, isn't it? This series is turning. He is the king of comebacks. It's not even a close discussion. We don't have to hold this discussion. It's rare enough that he's in an unfavorable position. But when he is, stuff like this happens. Slippers and ring. Name a worse pair of items in the early stages of Northern Isles. Happy got some damage. +8 every swing. Sharpens his Frostmourne. At least the illusions are making up for it. But Happy got the same. Will Happy give up the middle again carelessly like he did on Last Refuge? I highly doubt it. This guy got momentum. Big Demi got the confidence. And we're on the way to the level 3 creep route. I'm a little proud of you, chat. I made a Frostmourne comment and nobody said, but it's not actually Frostmourne. Very good. And now we're getting claws. And now we're getting gloves. That was a nice little trip to the merchant, wasn't it? Ring +4 only. And tier 3 is unfolding. These early battles in the middle of Northern Isles, they are decisive. Happy with the block, and that's exactly what I mean. You can't afford to lose Fiends. Happy immediately going for an illusion, trying to body block. 1-0 trying to salvage this, of course, but this is tricky. You can't get surrounded. Surrounding with Fiends is not easy, as you see, but the DK, hold on, finds a little hole in the gap that he created himself with the counter block. What about that Fiend there? Left alone. Wasn't it part of the group? Damage uptime is a little better for 1-2-0. And of course the items are evened out now, but he needs to use 2 coils. Lich might be coming in. Not really. Tricky situation. Happy is investing quite a bit into this push and has to fall back as he knows the Lich timing inside out. Away with the Nagi. They're not used anymore. It's down to DK, Lich, Dark Ranger. And Happy isn't giving up the middle. No, we're not doing that anymore. Mana lead is slightly in favor of 1-2-0, but it's just half a coil. No Nova thrown yet. Who throws the first stone? So far, nobody. They're dancing around the tavern because tier 3 is ready, and whoever grabs the Dark Ranger first has a silence advantage. And it looks like it's gonna be 1-2-0. That's the first Nova. Here we go. Now we're dancing. Happy's health is a lot better. But the coils are there to save everything. Tier 3, inches away. But both get the Dark Ranger, don't they? 1-2-0 posturing up, sends the DK back, wants the orb. Happy does the same. As if they're thinking with the same mind. And Orb is online. Where's the DR? 120 has the resources now. Where is she? There she is. And that was quite some damage. DK, of course, not part of the fight for a little bit. 120 grabs control, but the creeps are up and help Happy a little bit. Silence up, Orb up. We are ready. Silence used immediately. Not on the DK of Happy, but rather on 120. The Fiend is far away from a saving coil. Happy could just turn around, but has to go for the Nova as well. That's the first big kill. That's a statement. That's an exclamation mark. But how long can we stay in this fight? 2 statues for Happy. A little bit of an advantage. But the damage seems to be a bit better. Here's the silence, but he can't really reach anymore. Blasting through the mana. Happy has a huge mana advantage on the Lich, courtesy of the statues, and 120 has to retreat. Happy with the lead. This was a better exchange for him thanks to the Fiend's kill. Mana lead on the DK for 120. Mana lead on the Nova for Happy. What's more important, healing or damage? When it comes to last hitting, it's certainly Nova, and that's one of the biggest items on the map. We have an even early game, everybody. For the very, very first time this series. Nobody can skip on reinforcements. Everything's so even. Destro timing a lot better for Happy though. Oh, that Nova! That coil misses! And that's a huge win again! The second one! After the first Fiend kill, he gets the second in no time. Whoever wins this wins the middle, and there's big prizes to be gained. Nobody stepped back to go for the Tuskas. Happy is going for it. He wants more. He's hungry now. And the blocks are great. Nova has a follow-up. 120 needs that coil. Does he have it? The coil? No, the cooldown was just off. Happy kills Fiend after Fiend after Fiend. Is this a huge lead? Straight up wins the fight. No Naga shenanigans, no timings. Same build, different execution. He brings it back, doesn't he? 120 almost in a Hail Mary position now. 6 food down. This is big cost that Happy is putting into upgrades. First attack upgrade ready. For the first time in a long while, Happy looks better in the fights. Nova. Happy got it. Silence just a little bit too late. Lich has been saved. These fights are so demanding. They're going on for a long time. Lich! The Fiend shots connect once again! And that is the downfall, is it not? It must be. The Dark Ranger is evaporating again, and Happy wins 3 in a row, claiming match points. How is he doing it? How is he doing it? Every single time. 3 in a row, where it counts most. He shines every time. Northern Isles, think back to 2 days ago. What a demonstration of class it was. 120 on this map that we just saw donated 15 supply in destroyers to Happy and still won the game. And here they're playing it straight up. And Happy rips his head off. Three and 2. Twisted Meadows is next. Grabbing water. We'll be right back. Both players put their heart and soul into this best of 7 series, and it might end up now. 2 weeks of TP League led up to this. To Happy winning the group stage. To 120 dominating the round of 8 playoffs. And this is now Emperor's match points. Is 120 broken? Or can he bring it back on the biggest and most beautiful maps of them all. He has to. Otherwise, it was all in vain. Big Demi with a huge comeback. Thank you, Takio, for the 7-month resub. Happy, shaking himself a little bit. Wake up. Stay sharp. Does 120 have the mental fortitude that Happy displayed earlier in the series? It's DK once again. The Lich Age is over. In the wake of patch 1.35, we're moving away. We're moving away from the Lich opener, from the fast pace, from the Ghouls open. Straight up now. Ted Fiend's fast tech. Who plays it better now? There's more space on the map. But this could also just be a wild out brawl as it was on Northern Isles. In the middle of the map around the tavern. If this goes late, and we don't decide the game in a wild out brawl in the middle, these red spot hold insane value. With the Staff of Silence, with spell shields, with mana pendants. So far, Happy on the bottom right hand side, double gauntlets. Once again, not the greatest inventory for 120. And this time, yeah, Acolytes are getting slaughtered, of course. They know the movement. Is someone making an aggressive move? Doesn't seem like it. Who creeps better? Who creeps faster? Gets the better items. There's so many items, they will be incredibly decisive. Oh, Happy rubbing his eye. Is he getting tired? Doesn't seem to be the case. It usually never is. $9,000, one map away. Reclaiming the Undead Mirror Throne. And 120 goes back to what worked when he conquered that Mirror Throne. Boots of Kel'Thalas, the Dark Ranger, would be happy, but there's not gonna be a Dark Ranger. For Happy, there will be. How much value does the Naga hold in the late game in the hands of 120? Items not really decisive yet. 120 wants tempo. He wants the items in the middle. And he gets both. Did he just find the 4th Boots of Kel'Thalas in a row? That's heartbreaking. $120 invested quite a bit to go for these items and got nothing of value. Scroll of the Beast for Happy. Where do we go next? Up to tier 3, both at 30. But it's red spot time. Happy is the first one to claim. As he's happy with the situation at the right hand side shop. He knows 120 is not in fighting shape at all. Pendant of Energy, but this is the big one. Spell Shield. Prevents a Nova. That could be huge. So there is a way to play against this. If you go Banshees, you can trigger it with Curse. But are we going so far? Creepjack opportunity. 120 is so hurt, so bruised. Fiends as well. Nobody's really... Oh, that coil. My god, if Happy finds him here, this is lights out. And a flute. Finally 120. These items are getting better and better, but he was banking on the fact that he gets the rats, but that's not the case at all. DK, Lich, DR. Is that the game-winning combo? Back to where we started. After the Crypt Lord patch. 120 crosses the map. No, Happy gets the spell shield, gets the second rat spot. His movement seems better. If movement seemed more efficient, this is the big jackpot potentially, if it's the double silence. Is it the staff? Double spell shield. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That makes it so tough to nuke these heroes. I guess you just can't go for it. I don't think you can. Can he force a portal? 120 is always a step too late. He's not in the position where he wants to be. Lich is online, got an orb. Is this the fight? I don't think so. Big mana potion for 120, double invul potion. Those are the big upsides. And now we're fighting in this choke. Nobody will have full damage uptime. Temple for Happy, super early on. Oh wow, okay, in the moment he's a little weaker. Fiend falls for 120, the second one. Happy is exploding in damage. In the meantime, the DK, he wants to get him out, he wants to get him away, he wants to force him into a town portal. Nova, but a tad too late. This is gigantic. This is 3 fiends down in exchange for a town portal. And now you're in a great comfort zone. You know you got the double spell shield. You know you have the better late game with heroes and tech. And 120 just lost 3 damage dealing units. In the ropes. Clearly in the ropes. But it's a big map. Can you dodge your opponent? Bring it back. Hero levels. Advantage Happy. If 120 wins this, it comes down to the big mana potion. It was a long day. It's midnight in China. 120. Is he getting tired? Little bit of HP. But that's about it. Invo potions and big mana potion versus spell, shield, and banshees. You cannot fight against anti-magic shield when you don't have it yourself. When is Happy getting ready? Or is he playing his usual expansion game? Doesn't seem like it. Flute number 2 doesn't stack. Throwaway item. 120 is the one to expand. This is a game suited for shades if you can't afford the lumber, but it's so expensive. You basically give up an upgrade or a banshee tech. $120. For years he was saying Happy is better in micro. But I got the better strategies. You gotta come up with one right now. Will Lightning Shield trigger the spell shield? In my opinion, it does trigger if you click on the unit directly, but it doesn't trigger if the fork affects the unit. Someone correct me, please, if that's wrong, but I think that's how it works. Both break upkeep. 120, 700 gold. Happy just invested into something big. Heal scroll? Travala, thank you for the 20-month resub. Thank you, you wonderful person, for covering almost the whole event. And shout out to Merlin. Yeah, I missed a day. That's a shame. Okay, I got it confirmed. That's how the spell shield is working. So there is a chance for a nuke. With Lich and Naga, if you hit the adjacent units, you might get a kill. And 120, as I said, you can't trigger it with Curse. But Happy is plowing forward. Supply lead is with the Chinese, but it's also Acolytes involved. Anti-Magic Shell is up. Happy going for the throne of the TP League. The first iteration. And this is not looking that great. Oh, Fiend, you're dead. Is he losing momentum here against the anti-magic? Can the physical damage make up for it? The second Fiend dies. 120's resilience. Will it pay off? Happy with the comeback. One Fiend down. There's still heal scrolls and the big mana. Is it not enough? Banshees. The time is ticking a little bit for 120, but now he starts to use units himself. Even supply, faster reinforcements. Is there some sort of base defense? A tower? Anything? Destroyer down for 120. Didn't catch that. So much blight and lots of vision. Really, really weird now. The Banshees, they're still there. Fork Lightning trying to take them out. They're not protecting themselves. Can he force a town portal and let this expo work? Happy is, yeah, he's just trying to force a DK fight. TP immediately. But it doesn't work. Second Destroyer falling. The Fiend War. Who's it gonna get? Another one down. This one saved by 120 just by the bell. Acolytes trickling in. Happy saves his Lich with the coil. Another Fiend. Another Fiend. This is ramping up. This is number 3. But oh my god, that Nova in the back. The bare knuckle box fight at the northern edge of Twisted Meadows. Lich swaps the TP and finally gets Happy out of his face. Fiend left, saved, right, falls. And 120 is up a base. What a gorgeous fight. Without the invuls. Without the mana potion, against the spell shields and against the anti-magic. This was brilliant. The value on 120's army now, massive. Off we go to the islands. Happy takes a little vacation. Your room is currently still occupied. Get out of my room! Defend upgrade. That's number 4. Happy is already there. This is a huge, huge, huge item. Scroll of Restoration. The best. Potion of Divinity. What's it gonna be? Oh, he gets the scroll! No freaking way! This is insane. This is a heal scroll and a mana scroll combined in one item. It was nerfed at one point. It's not that sick anymore as it once was, but this is a game-winning item. In this case, a series-winning item, and that means a tournament-winning item. 120 is pushing, trying to keep Happy base. He didn't expect that island, I think. He didn't expect Happy was here. But now, you gotta have to fight somehow. Destroyer safe to the side. You can't break Happy in his base. It should be impossible, especially against the anti-magic. Coil is there. The timings are getting better and better for 120, at least when you compare it to the past 2 games. He's looking for the Lich, but there's once again a Coil and, of course, access to mana. The scroll has been used already. That's a big loss for the late game, if you ask me. Destroyer falling 1-0, 10 supply lead. He's trying to make it work. He's trying to force game 7 right here in front of Happy's buildings. All dry. These Banshees are all dry. This might be the last bit of anti-magic shell that he has to blow through, but the supply gap is narrowing. 1,000 gold for 120. Happy loses another Fiend here, and also the Banshees on the menu. It's all experience. 4-4, almost 4 on 120, who's Novaing absolutely everything into oblivion. But how long can he stay? How long can he hold on? The big mana potion has been used. Is there a nuke? Is there something that decides the game right here? Or is it just more income? 1,200 gold for 120. Not spending his gold at the moment. Can't, maybe. Fiends are falling. Lich stays alive. Happy. Holding on to dear life. Stepping against the defeat. DK saved. But that was the last one. 57 supplies still, but a lot of stuff that is stuck in production. Huge concave for Fiends. The statue is falling. The Banshees are not doing damage at all. And the supply gap stays the same for now. Fiend exchange one more time. This one saved. DK back to the side. Lich needs a coil. Gets a coil. Maybe the Naga on the menu. There's an invo potion. Not diving too deep for that, my friend. And now it's time. Damage is done. Lich is level 4. TP out. And a huge bang to come back from. Happy just got broken in his own base against anti-magic and a scroll of restoration. This defies any Warcraft laws. Don't fight into an undead base. 120 says, test me, my friend. Great mana potion, of course, was a huge win. Close to 5 DK. Both. Close to level 3 Fork Lightning. Lich far away from level 3 Nova. 120 has a massive, massive, massive lead, and Happy didn't expand. He had no time. Happy second red spot. Hold my cat. Happy can't afford an expansion at this point, does he? 120 is just running away with a gigantic army. Full of Fiends. There's a 3 Fiend difference. Am I missing the item? What did Happy just get? Ursa? Ah, okay. Okay. Didn't see that. Where the hell is it? Anyway, not important. What is important is that 77 120 supply are knocking at Happy's door. And onto the Acolytes. The economy is growing and growing. There is a town portal. Of course, you want to take the trades. You got 2 bases up. You can easily afford a town portal. If you so desire. The position seems good. Oh, Fork Lightning, you're getting closer and closer to 5-5. The map is almost empty, the mainland at least. But here is Happy with a level 3 coil that 120 still lacks at the moment, but Fiends should also be saved by a level 2 coil, so it's not the end of the world. 120, will you overcommit and stay a little bit too long? I think he just wants to farm level 5, and there's a good chance of doing so, but he's also losing quite a bit, and that of course feeds Happy's Lich. Positioning adjusted, the statues hard to reach. That's a Fiend falling, and that's a double level up. Level 3 Fork Lightning. Will that trigger a hero kill? Anything? Nova, as everything is clumped up. Of course, a massive weapon, but only on level 2. There's another destroyer about to fall, getting coiled last second. Happy, he's 30 supply down. That's how much an undead base is worth, but there's no Fiends. Where's the damage? It's not coming. GG! Game 7. 120 breaks the 3-game streak of Happy on Twisted against all logic. A huge win. Double spell shield, anti-magic shell, restoration scroll, and everything. And 120 still wins because he's smashed that fight in the upper right. Is Banshees really at this stage? Like, this was super early Banshees. 120 had a lot of Fiends. Was it just the damage? I know we got one and Exod in the chat. If I'm somewhat right, let me know. But there was also, on the left-hand side at the shop, 3 Fiends dead in the first engagement, and he brought it back with this crazy expansion that somehow worked. Game freaking 7. Of course. Oh my god. Sonic, thank you for the 500 bits. Full distance, let's go. Expo is better than Banshees. Yeah, is it because the lack of damage? You can hold because of the lack of damage? Because the Fiend physical damage makes up for it? I never thought this Expo would work after he lost 9 supply in the fight. The TP leak is so epic. Exactly. The biggest tournament in competitive Warcraft goes down to a deciding Game 7. Just like the recent show cups. Just like the War3 Champions finals. Long away for reinforcements. That makes sense. These two. Happy broke the win streak of 120 in the best of 3 in the group stage, but we all know that that wasn't the real 120. Can 120 win 3 best of 7s against Happy in a row? He's got to do it here, and he's got to do it one more time. One map for $9,000 and the championship in the TP League. He won 3. This would be the 4th in a row. Damn. Enjoy the ride, everybody. It's gonna be a wild one. Defeating Happy in best of 3s is hard. In best of 5s, it's almost impossible. In best of 7s, it's a Hercules task. In big paying tournaments, even harder. What are the builds? DK, Ted Fiends, all the way. $9,000 for the winner, $6,000 for the loser. And once again, we're hunting items. You want the circlets, the claws, the mantles, the gauntlets. Maybe even the gloves. And again, we got some game deciding items here. in the north and in the south. What a tourney to kick off the year. Exactly. The game ended with a bang with that show cup. And it started with a bang with the TP League. $6 p.m. 7 hours. This final day. 7 hours. 120 started the day. And for him it's obviously later. Does that make a difference? These guys are gamers. I don't think so. Double mantle for 120. Good for the mana. Gauntlets unhappy. Good for the damage and the tankiness. As level 2 unfolds. The calm before a gigantic storm. Nobody is allowed to do any mistakes. Evasion creeping. They don't want to distract each other. Don't want to disturb each other. They want the fights. Both, I think, satisfied and confident that they have the ability to win the late game fights. The last big tournament before the balance shakeup. Some say Undead is ruined forever. Maybe the last chance for some esports earnings for 120 and Happy because it's all the race. Am I right? Claws, mental, gloves for Happy. Claws, circlet, mental for 120. These inventories both are crazy. And 120 makes the aggressive move and finds a fiend. He's going for the ghouls. Happy retreats in time. There's no coil, of course. This was pretty much the Happy timing on LR. 120, the copycat. How much damage can he do? Happy is not responding yet. He has the TP ready. Locked and loaded. Wants this one more item and finds a claw for this. Can 120 get anything off of this? It is mining time. That's true. But it's also all the mana. He's stuck there. Happy blocks him. He can't move out. Acolytes all safe. Fiend, safe with the last bit of mana, but it has to be the call home. And that was quite an investment. But also 200 gold mining time. And the first little statement. Naga again. Stick to your guns. Lich for Happy. Naga for 120. And then again, silence on the one side, double AoE on the other. It's an arms race, of course. Cue some Fallout Boy, but not just yet, after the game. 120 approaching 3-2. Happy with the Lich, of course, later as it comes from the tavern. The Naga, that is. Always almost a level ahead. Red spot number 1. A pipe is the dream. Unholy Aura is a nightmare. Happy has a big opportunity to claim a great item advantage if he goes for the red spot now, but he's not. Thank you, Farsod, for the sub. Next red spot for Happy. Interesting that he prioritizes this one over the other red. He can't fall back, claim it then. Vamp Aura also useless. After a wonderful start in the item lottery, you fall down a bit. There's still 4 consumables in the middle. There's still 2 red spots. Who gets the mana potion? Who gets the pipe? Who gets the movement speed? We arrive at tier 3 and the Lich in 120's altar is rubbing his hands already. Will be decked out to the fullest. And Happy's going for the rat spot. Scroll of the Beast. Don't underestimate this. Happy choosing the defensive abilities and the synergy of Dark Ranger Lich. 120, the pure burst. Item. Claws. No, battle bongos. 7% damage boost, not game breaking. But in the meantime, he allows 120 to clean up 2 turtles. Is it once again the smarter creep route by 120 that puts him in the lead? Four, close to 3-1. Lich waiting in the wings, Destroyer up. Happy still waiting for the 3rd statue, then goes into Destroyer upgrade. But I got the Lich level 3 now. Invul Potion, pretty good. 2 Invul Potions on 120's side. 120 getting 3 combat items. This is huge utility. Big mana. He deserved it. He conquered the back of the turtle and he got the dream items. What's the follow-up for Happy? Big mana as well. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, the DK saw Happy. There's no TP on 120. 5 feeds, supply almost even. Destroyer up, web as well. And he can't claim this. You don't want to fight this. 120, a little insecure, Happy, shocking around. And this is the big fight in the grand final. Last game, last set. Everything counts now. Goes for the Lich, countered by a coil, as it should. Fiend damage uptime for Happy is a lot better. Mana management also looking good on both sides, though. Destroyer up. Oh, deep. Going into the Nova. Gets the Fiend. And Happy pulling back. It's all about that Troll Warlord now. And all about the fight. Reinforcements for Happy should be faster. Burst damage. 1 Fiend down. Scroll of the Beast popped. But it's only 3 Fiends remaining. Both with the Mana Potion still up. Invul Potions as well. DK pressure might be a little bit too much. Is 120 claiming this now? Was Happy just waiting? Uses that Troll as a bait. Ready to engage. The Scroll of the Beast is almost worn off. Happy still has the Town Portal. 120 has not, but he's claiming more experience. Close to level 4, and it is the item. Rune Bracers! Huge! And a 2nd level for the Lich as well. Oh, 120. What a patient play. Not overstepping your boundaries. Pushing Happy back with the use of 1 consumable. And there's 2 left. Repositioning close to the shop. No gold at the moment. Oh, there is. He sold something. Heal scroll available. No town portal, just invuls. All heroes decked out. And Happy misses the call. Didn't contest this. This must be a huge experience lead. Happy gets the last hit. 5 Fiends versus 5. Upgrades? Not existent. Nova flashing on both sides. 120 is silenced again. Can't dispel it. Another Fiend lost and he's retreating. Dark Ranger level 2 for the Black Arrow. We're getting ready for the Ziggurats breaking upkeep. 120 has better lumber. That's because of the upgrades. Happy is queuing the first defense, has the first attack ready. For once, between the two, Happy has an upgrade lead. Oh, and the next fight is coming. Okay, this time in front of 120's base. Lich in a bit of trouble. The silence advantage might work, or will it be Fork Lightning too? 1 heal scroll. And this is so even. I think Happy just wants to poke a little, forcing 120 into upkeep, and that's exactly what's happening now. Wait, Expo? The greed, 120, mispositioned a little bit. 3 shots for Happy. This might decide the game already. Is there a burst? There is! Happy he loses the second hero. Oh no, was this all just a little bit of a trap to get the Lich a bit far further? The nuke prevails for now. And what now? Happy dies with an invo potion. That's not allowed to happen at all. Coil has to be used defensively on the Dark Ranger, so the Lich is in trouble. And that's the sign for an expo. Of course, the Acolyte was just waiting for the call. And if 120 stalls a little bit more time here and keeps his heroes safe, that might be it. Rune braces on the DK. Happy diving deep for it once again. Destroyer stays up, but a Fiend is falling. Who's taking this now? 120 broke upkeep before, so it's okay if he's losing a little bit. The Fork Lightning is sick, and he can't kill all the Fiends. There's one more down. Another Fiend lost. Big mana potion still on both, but the mana management of 120 just seems superior, but Happy with pure force of will pushing him back. But there is an expo coming, and that's the tournament win. At the tail end of Turtle Rock, trying to scout, no chance. That Lich Revive was so expensive. 2-1 upgrades. 120 refuses to go into upgrades. There is scouts. Happy has an idea. He feels it. Something's up. And the dust settles. And this was a fight, the last fight, where 120 has a level 1 coil. Upgrades now. Lich with a parry up, I think. As both are going for the turtles. Expo up. Needs to be saturated, needs to work, needs to pay off. And Happy Scout is there. Two upgrades. That is so hard to overcome. Happy breaking upkeep too. The greed on 120. He needs to break now, and he knows it. He finds the expo. That took some time. We're scouting in the north first. Now the positioning. 120 a little quicker at the shop. Can 120 break a 4 or 3 upgrade advantage? This is Happy's moment to fight. Supply is even. There's no fortification just yet. Expo didn't pay off just yet. If 120 holds here, it's probably his tournament win, but it's a tough task. Heal scroll looking good. Mana potions looking good. Ziggurat cancelled. 120 can't go higher than 60. Kinda don't want that. Naga is kinda safe with an invo potion. Also the parry app paying dividends now. Nuke is once again significant in this fight, but you gotta choose. Gotta save that Lich, and he does. Happy. Can he do it? Odds are stacked against him. If this fight is lost, probably the tournament as well. Supply still even. Another coil. Happy is running out of mana. He needs to go for the big mana potion. Soon loses another Fiend. Still up. These combat items still up. Ooh, the damage is ramping up though. Coil is ready. When is the time for the mana potion? Not just yet, right? Is not. Supply stays even, and that's a win for 120. Even though it's one Acolyte, he knows how important this is. Naga mana, also good. Here we come. Fork Lightning, another Fiend down. 120, gotta be careful. Invo potion needs to be used soon. Can't risk it. Not for this biscuit. DK, by Happy, needs to go for the town portal. And he does, and 120 holds. And now it's time for the Acolytes. Another kill is level 4 Lich. No nuke to follow this up. Good exit kills by Happy, but he can't break this. How much time is there? How much time to saturate? It's only 6 Acolytes out of 10. It's not like he will explode into supply or anything. 120 has a huge bank and is not building Acolytes. Expo isn't mining, Happy is going for the kill again. This Expo has not paid off yet. And there's no Ziggurat up. Another pressure point. Heal scroll towards 120. DK got the mana potion. The big mana is gone on both sides. No chance for a Nerup. Acolyte down, no additional mining. There was a little bit of extra income, but these skeletons are massive. 1-2-0 has to hold again. Odds stacked against him. He's catching up in upgrades. 1-1 against 2-2. Fork Lightning. This time heal with a heal scroll in time. Happy pressing forward. Is 1-0. Does he have to give up this expansion? There's the heal scroll used to save the DK. That's not necessarily what he wanted. Mana is not looking good for the Chinese at all. As Happy statues are regening, and the destroyer's falling. The silence can't save anymore. A massive Nova onto 3 Fiends, all ramped up, and 1-0 can't compete anymore. He's losing unit after unit after unit. He's losing his entire army. He's trying to find a Hail Mary, but it's just Fiend dominance. 2 upgrades. Too much. Way too much. Huge losses. What's left? There's no mana. He can't even sell it. And Happy. One hand at the trophy. The fast reinforcements are 1-2-0's biggest upside. But what's left in the tank? He can't even really force a town portal. There's no town portal anymore. Happy with resiliency. Invo potion triggered on the Naga once again. DK a little exposed, but there's no Nova at the moment to work with. No Fork Lightning. The mana is a huge issue. And he's trying to dive, but that's a misposition. The Concave is wonderful on Happy's Fiends. Holding on to dear life. That Expo will fall. And this time it was an overcommitment. Not getting the Acolytes ready. Not getting the Ziggurat up. Not holding. That is a massive win for Happy. And shop control goes to 1-2-0 once again. But no mana potion. No heal scroll. Happy also only 1 invul. 10 supply lead and upgrade lead. Just waiting for the one moment to knock out the Naga. Fiend getting intercepted, but that's a 1-for-1 trade as it seems. Coil is ready. Is 1-2-0 bringing it back once more. Because he has to rebuild all the Fiends all the time, he can never go for upgrades. Rune Braces switched to the Naga as that was the prime target. Smart play by 1-2-0. And now the statues are working again. Still the 10 supply lead. But economy lead for 1-2-0. Happy has to finish it. But it's tough when you don't have mana. You just quote-unquote have the Fiends. 500 gold. The bank of 1-2-0 is huge. Another Fiend down. Needs to replenish it. Builds a bank. Fiend 1-for-1 trade. DK! Is that it? Is that it? It must be! The DK is gone. The Naga's next on the menu. And in the end... Oh, Lich, Invo Potion saved. Okay, was that the last bit of hope for 1-2-0? 3 best of 7s in a row went to him, and now, when the highest money is on the line, when the championship is on the line, this has gotta be Happy's win. The Lich is just inches away from being killed. So is the Naga, so are the Fiends. There's nothing left to fight with. And this is just Happy dominance once again. Exclamation mark GG Happy. He did it. Winning the group stage, winning the playoffs, gets the revenge, finally gets the comeuppance over 1-2-0 once again and proves once more. Oh yeah, all the pressure is off. Proves once more that he's the greatest. 3-4 after being down 0-2. After losing 5 maps in a row to Happy. The last map. When it counts most, it's his. What a final. What a tournament. What a champion. That was it. That was the big coronation. Chat is exploding. Ava Emperor. 1-2-0 might have taken the show cup away. 1-2-0 might have knocked him down into the lower bracket. But in the grand scheme of things, this is still the Emperor. $9,000 on the bank account of Big Demi. The first big tournament of Warcraft 3 in 2023. The last one before the balance updates goes to Happy. The Alpha, the Omega is Dimitri Kostin. 1-2-0 played a fantastic tournament. Playoffs, I'd say. Nobody stood a chance in the round of 8. Lawlight didn't stand a chance. But Happy. is standing tall at the end of things. Once again, shout out to the sponsor, the cat food guys, the chair guys, the camera guys. This tournament was a freaking blessing for the entire scene. 5,300 people watching at the same time here on Twitch. Masterful. Courtesy of Infeed, TH Fly, War3 Station, and everybody else involved. The tier 1 tournaments, that's happy territory. The big 3 go to him. Reju Cup, World Series, TP League, all his. But yeah. That the people, that our friends in China were able to put this together is awesome. That's not taken for granted. I'm 100% sure that UD Fans is somehow involved in that as well, and the guy didn't get enough praise recently. War3 Station with the adminship and the Orga. Infi TH Fly. Ted also for the broadcast. Onko, thank you for the sub. Ava Emperor indeed. And for Happy, that's $9,000 in the back. I would still love to know what Fly said in the interview. Hopefully we figure this out. You guys were here for 2 weeks following this tournament. We had Shadowhunter First versus Night Elf that crushed. We had Red Drakes on Twisted Meadows ruining Focus's expansions after 40 minutes. We had... what else did we get? An insane Warden versus 1-0 courtesy of Moon. We had Lin being eliminated 3 times on Concealed. And then still winning it with tier 3 Orc. We had a show match in the 2-on-2 where Happy defeated TH and Fly. Basically 1 versus 2. We had Kaho almost eliminating Happy in the lower bracket. We had Happy losing the first time 0-3 in 3 years. Was there anything missing in this tour? Thank you, Pishna, for gifting us up to Dennis. If you want more of this, show your support. We are back with the next major tournament. In 2 weeks, it's time for the War3 Champions Finals. The ladder snapshot was today. We know the top 16. We will be working on inviting these guys because War3 Champions is the ladder to play Warcraft 3. The competitive environment. Also some custom games, but mostly 1-on-1, 4-on-4. If you want to play Warcraft, even if you haven't played in years, it doesn't matter. We have a grass league for you guys. After the placement matches, this ladder is there. We got servers all over the map, all over the world map. Warcraft 3 is a beautiful game. We got a balance patch this Thursday/Friday, depending on your time zone. Custom campaigns are coming back, so Insane Monster has it a little easier to bring Reforged to your home screens. But yeah, as the intro is now the outro. Infi, Fly, TH, War3 Station, everybody involved. I love you guys for putting this together, for the crazy amount of entertainment that you provided 5 days before NetEase in China shuts down all Blizzard games. You'll find a way to keep this game alive. I'm sure you always did. And I'll be by your side, always and ever. Hearts in the chat, love to see it. Infi goes offline. And I will follow. This is the result after 7.5 hours of Championship Sunday. Lorelei at 3rd place with a win over Lin. Happy 1st place with a win over 1-0, who's back to getting silver medals. I know it was a little rough for you guys at home. Not the usual UI. No in-game sound for 2 weeks. No human games for 2 weeks. I guess everything else made up for it. This scene is a treasure. We gotta protect it. With everything we have and with everything we can. With the cockroaches, we will not disappear. I'm getting some food now. I'll even get a drink now. And the next big broadcast, we bring you a redesign. The entire channel has been revamped. The 4th redesign that we did, and I hope you guys like it. That's the future. War 3 Champions Finals coming up. New ladder season starting this Thursday or Friday. Balance patch coming this Friday. If you guys like what we do, if you want to keep this up, back to warcraft.com/support. I can only say it over and over and over again. Throw me your Twitch subs. If you have some bits left over, do it. We got a Patreon. If you like to support us there, welcome. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you can go for a membership, which is basically the equivalent of a Twitch sub. You can throw us super comments. Always appreciated. Love to see that. We got one-time donations at donate.backtowarcraft.com. You can throw us your crypto. We got merchandise. I'm done. And I'm really happy. Thank you, Thofir, for the sub. Cheers and thanks. Shout out to the mods who had a hell of a damn job to do today. Shout out to Art of Warcraft, who's cutting all the YouTube videos and uploading them. Because if I had to do that work as well, I'd be dead. So there's a lot of people in the back who do a lot of work, the unsung heroes. Everybody who entered anything at Wikipedia. You guys are heroes. And I hope you celebrate a little with me too. TP League is over. Warcraft 3 is beautiful. So are you. See you soon.